Welcome to day 2 of the St. Louis Invitational here at the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis. I'm Ben Simon. We have finished up 3 rounds in the tournaments to determine if anyone will earn their GM or IM norms respectively. Today, every single game, except for one, was a draw. John Bar-Phalam earned his first Grandmaster norm last fall right here at the club. He's trying to repeat here to get his second, but it's proving tough. Today, he drew with Goritz.
It was a very interesting game. He played the Jinji Indian, pretty unbalanced line. I played it a couple times myself, so I kind of had an idea what to do against it, but it did catch me completely off guard that Andre played that. The Jinji Indian is kind of characterized by this very unbalanced pawn structure that arises. And I played this move, Queen A4, because when I played this in the past, I know that Black wants to get their queen to A5. So this is like a way of preempting that plan. And he reacted well, I thought. And the middle game was very interesting. We traded queens. Now structurally, like white's worse, so I should play to open the position with my bishops. So I wanted to try and arrange the pawn break E4, which I was able to do. But he played this move B5, and I thought that was a nice response because now when I capture and he takes, suddenly I have some problems in the center and on the queen side to think about. So I had to bring my bishop back to defend the pawn. He played his bishop out. This was really like the climax of the middle game because he played C4 here, which at first I thought I was in trouble. His idea is to try to surround my D5 pawn, so possibly even drop his knight back to C7 without allowing me to play pawn to C4 to defend it. But I think I found a decent way out, so I took his pawn, establishing material equality again. He took, and then played knight C7. And again, if I don't play actively here, I could be in trouble because my D5 pawn is a goner. So I brought my bishop back, attacking E7. He defended. Now bishop G5. So I'm kind of relying on tactics and the ability to open the position to compensate for the pawn that I'm probably going to lose on D5. And he did take it. I got rook E4 and attacking C4. And we got into an endgame where I thought I had some pressure. Took on E7. But Andre defended very well. Like here I was looking forward to pressing with my 2 bishops versus 2 knights, and also he had about 1 minute on his clock compared to maybe 8 minutes for me. So I was trying to make the most of my chances here, but he shut me down pretty effectively. Brought his king up. I took here. Now he eliminated my F4 bishop, which was smart of him. And I think like maybe in this endgame I have a couple chances, but with my extra pawn. But I kind of rushed things. This was pretty instructive coming up right here. He pointed out after the game that I didn't have to play the move F5 immediately. That was kind of premature because it gave his king a nice inroad via E5 to F4. So I think here if I would have improved my position a little bit, maybe played like king G2 and bring it up to G3 and wait and see and be in a better position to push F5 later, I think I might have had some chances. But as it was, I pushed. We traded. And he was able to bring his king up. He offered a draw right here, and we were talking about it, and actually like I probably have to be a little careful at this point, so I was kind of glad he offered a draw because my bishop has no targets and all his pieces are very active. So overall I think a draw was a good result based on how the game went. It was a very unbalanced struggle.
Last night, round 2 kind of shook up the rankings a little bit here. Round 3, everything is a hold. Every single game was a draw in the GM section. Even though yesterday Arun Sharma shone brightly, today he could not get past Levan Bregadze. Bregadze scored the only decisive game this round.
We recently played in Chicago about like 2 days before this tournament started, and he's a really good player, so I tried to prepare some opening that I don't usually play. So I decided to play Benoni. I haven't analyzed this game using the engine yet, but all these moves look natural. H6, because my idea was to play F5 here, and after knight g5, knight transfers to e6, which is pretty annoying for black. So I decided to play h6 first and then go f5. And here g4, I think this is not the best move for white because, you know, it opens up the king and at the same time weakens the king. So g4 didn't really stop f5 anyways. So after f5, knight g3, rook takes, knight takes, queen d6, and at this point I think black already has a big advantage because b5 is coming and I have consolidated my pieces and I have 2 bishops advantage. So queen d2, b5, takes, rook c1, rook f8, g5, takes, bishop e5, and rook c8, bishop g2, and here I just blundered and left the pawn on c5 because I hallucinated and I thought after queen c5 I was just winning after bishop h2, and I didn't see a simple move king f1, which is pretty simple to see. So I dropped this pawn, but my position is so good, it's still better for black. I think I have a compensation. So king f6, queen a7, rook e7, check, bishop d6, rook, queen a2, g5. Here I spent about like 10 to 15 minutes and I couldn't find any like continuation that could create real threat for white, and I decided to play king g8, which is an error. I think he should have taken f takes g5, queen e5, and probably king f1 just stops black's attack, and I'm down 2 pawns. I still have some compensation and obviously attack, but I don't think I have anything significant here. He did not capture the pawn. He played rook f1, after which g4 is just extremely strong, and I think black's close to winning. And queen c3 is just a blunder. I took, takes, captured the pawn, and he blundered. He captured the pawn, after which he loses the piece. But even if he doesn't capture and go maybe bishop f3, I'll just play rook e3 anyways. He's gonna move his knight and then I'll take the pawn, and just simply winning for black. So he captured rook e3. He sacked the bishop for 3 pawns, but this is just hopeless because 2 bishops are really strong. Check, king g2, rook b3, and now I'm attacking the knight, and at the same time I want to play bishop h3. So he's losing the piece, and he resigned here.
Iskander Aripov needs to win every single game from here on out to stay in the running. That is highly improbable, but it is still possible. These videos cover the ends of every odd number round, but remember, you can check out all of the games as they happen. There's 2 rounds a day, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Central at stlouischessclub.org.